Bullying.
Yeah, when it comes to bullying, I got some stories for y'all.
Okay.
Because I've been bullied. Like, I ain't afraid to tell y'all, I've been bullied. I've dealt with bullying in the workplace, in my personal life, and I hate a bully. I can't stand a bully because I feel like when you bully other people, that means that you don't feel good about yourself. Or when you're trying to take advantage of other people, that means that there's an insecurity within you that you're trying to take out on other people.
What do you consider as bullying?
I remember times when I had like a complete haircut. When I was a kid, I used to get bald heads. I used to get hit in my head at times.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's painful, yeah. And it's not even just like what they do to you physically, it's what they do to you mentally. Like, they'll talk about you. I've had people say to me, "You're weak. You're not strong enough. You know, like, men are supposed to be like tough and like this or whatever. And that's not how you should behave or whatever." So I've been bullied, and it's painful. And I think sometimes people do it so long and they do it so much, they don't even realize they're bullying you.
I can agree. It becomes something to them that's just desensitized.
Yeah.
Because it's like you've done it for so long, or maybe it's been done to you.
Yeah.
So if the bullying is being done to you, now you're therefore taking it out on the next person and then the next person.
Do you think it's easy? Do you think that it's easier to bully people because of social media? Do you think that plays a role into it?
I think I'll play devil's advocate. Bullying in the sense of, like, as an athlete, I guess you put me in the part of being the bullyee. We tease each other, we push each other around, we slap each other around. So in terms of nowadays, that would be considered bullying. In terms of, to us, we're just friends. We do that to each other. And
so it's acceptable.
Yeah, it's acceptable. So that's why I asked earlier, what do you consider as bullying?
Okay, but what if y'all are friends, but sometimes stuff just go too far? Like, yeah, you my friend, but it's like every day, like, yeah, you like pushing me, or you always got something negative to say. I gotta start kind of like side-eyeing you, like, okay, like, what's really good? Because I mean, it's a limit to when we just playing around and when we serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
you're right. Yeah.
I feel like if you're doing it to me every single day, and it's like you going above and beyond and out your way to make sure that you know, bully me in some type of way, then I feel like, yeah, it's a bigger issue. The problem is bigger.
At what point do you, if you're being bullied or talked about, harassed each and every day, at what point do you speak up to say, hey, this ain't cool? Like, are you afraid to speak up? Or are you, like, what's the situation with that?
But like bullying, I mean, you feel like it's more so like an act, or is it intentional? I mean, like, what?
It could be a mixture of both.
Yeah, right. But bullying can also mean that it helps you grow.
How?
Because if somebody's pushing you over and over again and you're afraid to say something, eventually either you say something and stand up for yourself, which is a good lesson to learn, or you continue to get beat on. Now, obviously somebody should step in when that happens, but I would say it would be better for somebody to stand up for themselves, because it's a lesson that's gonna help them throughout life.
So let me get this correct. So
Yeah.
you're saying that it's a good thing. Like, if a person is like pushing me every day to my limit, just trying to get a reaction out of me, you're telling me that that's a good thing for them to get for me to stand up for myself? I mean, isn't there a better way to go about things?
A better way, you're right, you're completely right. A better way would be for somebody to step in, or for you to be like, can you stop, or so on and so forth. But as for example, if I can bring in, if you're a black male, right? And you're getting picked on, we know for a fact throughout your life, you're gonna get picked on, racially abused, so on and so forth. At that young age, if you can stand up for yourself then and there, you could basically go out through life and stand up for yourself each and every time and see and be comfortable with what's coming at you at the time.
I sort of agree. I agree, but like I sort of disagree too, because even let's say, like I grew up around all different crowds.
Yeah.
So I wasn't bullied per se.
Yeah.
However, like, of course, my older brother, they would fight me or do different things. Okay, so to me, they would say, well, we're doing this to prepare you for the real world, for out there. My father would be right there. He would let it go on. So I knew it wouldn't go but so far. But like, okay, me standing up to them, it's like, it's sort of difficult, because like I'm standing up to them and I'm doing all I can. I'm a small little, vessel of a person trying to stand up to these big, giants. but I'm doing what I can. So at what point does my father say, all right, enough is enough? Like at what point when I'm crying, like when I used to cry or scream, yell, you know, it's like what point enough is enough? But then if I go out to school, I wasn't bullied. I knew how to handle myself. I knew, okay, my brothers taught me this. They bent me and twisted me this type of way. So I knew no one else would do that on the outside, or I wouldn't allow it. Not no one else would, but I wouldn't allow it.
But that's the thing. It's like sometimes, I mean, I hear a lot of people say, I'm just trying to toughen you up a little bit because you're a little like, but my thing is like, maybe that's just the person. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's my personality, my demeanor. Maybe I don't want to be just like hardcore, like I'm gonna knock you down, knock you out type of person. So why not just let people be them? Now, I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself and, you know, defend yourself. But what I'm saying is don't bully me because you feel like I should fit the description of what you identify with. Let me be me. Let me just, if I'm a happy person every day, let me be happy every day. Don't be looking at me like, well, why you happy every day? Why you can't just be da-da-da this and that? Like, nah, that's not me, that's you.
But that goes back to what you was just saying. Like sometimes like people be going through things in the household.
Right.
Bullying is almost like a way for them to, you know, it's an outlet for them. You know, if they mess with you and they get a joy out of it, you know, they getting a kick out of it, they're gonna keep going for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, me personally, I never been bullied. I was a bully at one point, but, you know, when I was doing it, I looked at it as fun, you know, because a couple other kids was doing it. We was all in the same class, so it was like, you know, I started to look at it as like, you know, this is kind of funny. Later on in life.
Why were you bullying people though?
I mean, because the guys, it's his reaction. You know, it was kind of funny.
But you didn't think when you were bullying him, like, I don't know what this person going through. Like they at home, they might not got like no lights. Maybe one of their parents not there. That never crossed your mind?
Nah, at the time it didn't, because, you know, I didn't really make nothing of it. You know, it wasn't physical, it was more so verbal. You know, we were just saying like things to him. And like he would, you know, react in these ways that at the time, you know, when I was, you know, a little immature, it was just funny to me.
What I will say is if I had a son or a daughter, like I would want them to be prepared, you know what I'm saying? To be prepared to walk out into the world, but I wouldn't try to throw it on them and say like, hey, you know, like you gotta act like this, you gotta act like that. I would just want them to handle things the way that they feel as though they would handle it. And then if it don't work that way, then we need to have a conversation and figure out how do we fix this?
So at that point you give them guidance.
Yes.
Without...
But it's not like, I'm not telling you like go into class and beat his ass or whatever. I'm not
right.
saying that. You
right.
know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Swing on them.
Right. Because I mean, you have it sometimes to where as though they'll say if somebody hits you first, as long as you don't start it, finish it.
I mean,
you
okay,
have that kind of
That is
conversation
kind
as
of
well.
like, yeah, that's kind of like the
I mean,
rules of engagement.
okay. So I kind of agree with you. I'll give y'all that. If you hit me first, then yeah, we probably gotta take it to the street. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
Royal Rumble.
Right. So in your case, like you said, you were the bully at one point. I have a cousin growing up, and he's like the most intellectual person that I've ever known. So it's like to watch him, you have people who are in books, people who are not in books, and street smarts, book smarts, all these things. To me, he was the most book savvy and book smart person, technology, everything that I ever known. Till this day, I can call him for anything. He used to get bullied. Now, because me, I wasn't all that savvy and all this, and yes, I grew up having to handle my business and fighting things. So if he had a problem or someone would bully him, I would go after that bully. That's how that went.
So you were like a protective.
I was like, yes.
That's not
But
a
I
bad
didn't seek and search and find. Like I would be the person that they would, hey, well, we know Keith is gonna come if we call him, and I would have fights after fights, and normally it wasn't my own fight. But if I seen someone that I didn't even know and they were getting jumped by somebody else, I would try to break it up sometimes, or I would just get involved. As dumb as it may sound, or, you know, it's just like, why does it take 2 or 3 people to bully one person? If you look at the picture, it's like, okay, well, if someone was bullying you, how would you feel? That's one. But why does it take multiple people to bring down somebody? You know, that's not cool. So yeah, I would be that person that would take justice to my own hands for my cousin, and time after time.
I think,
it
I
is
get
what
what
it
you're
is.
saying. I just think all in out, bullying is just not right. And if you're a bully, you need to cut it out, like straight.
Gotta
like
chill
that.
out, gotta chill.